Hello everyone, George here. In the last episode we had put our HVAC system in, and I think we're going to continue setting that up, but we're going to jump into, well, UV editing it and then bring it into Substance Painter. So what I think I'm going to do is set up the UVs for these items, and then since every subsequent one of these roughly approximates one of these, I should be able to transfer the UVs without much of a problem. So let's go ahead and do that. So go to UV Editor, and we've got this layout here for the shell. Now I'm just interested in seeing what happens if we unfold it the way it is. And it's actually not terrible. Where are the seams? So there's a seam on that side and on that side, which really isn't so bad. We might be able to get away with just this. So going to Image and actually View, let's do UV Distortion. And there's really nothing bad about this, so let's go ahead and orient this shell. Ugh, I don't like that orientation though. So what we might do is, instead of doing it that way, since I know the tops of this are going to be less likely to be seen, let's go ahead, grab the whole thing, do a planer in the Y direction on that object. Now that we have that looking down, we can go ahead and start cutting things up. So this top part, I know you're not going to see very often, so I can go ahead and grab all of those elements. Let's turn off the distortion so I can see what I'm doing. And let's see, let's come at it from this side and grab all of this, I think. And really what I'm going to want to do is grab this bit. No, you know what? I don't. We're just going to have the top. So we have that, all the way across. Okay, do we have the back? I think so. So let's undo that part. And now we're going to separate this by doing another planer on that. So now we have the two separated, so I don't have to worry about much. Now we can go ahead and work with these shells and do our unfolds. Now this one is obviously going to need some cuts, so we're going to do those cuts right here. And they're going to go up to this edge right there. And let's go ahead and do a cut, grab, and unfold. Better. Now I need to grab that edge, cut, and unfold. Now what's keeping me back is the other side. So let's go ahead and do the same thing, cut. Let me look really quick because I'm missing some. So this and this need to come. And this, right click, unfold, oh no, cut. Now let's unfold the whole thing. Unfold. And I missed one. Please cut. There we go. And still didn't cut it for some reason. Let's take another look there. You and you, please. Cut. There we are. And unfold. All right. Little gross, a tiny bit. I think that's because of what's going on here. So what I think I'm going to do is grab these elements and cut them out. Do the same thing at the top here. Give it some more breathing room. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Now let's do an orientation on this shell. Much better. Same thing down here, unfold, not that it needs to be, and let's go ahead and do orientation on that. Much better. And then let's go ahead and just do a layout so things get lined up properly and their scale is what it should be. Great. Okay, one object down, several others to go. Let's grab this one. Now technically, maybe I could try something. So let's grab this one and that one. Go to Mesh and Transfer Attributes. And let's try to transfer the UVs. So I'm going to do that. So if I go over to UV now in UV Editor, what exactly happened? So that's this shell. That's this object. So let's go back to object mode. So there's that one. There's that one. Let's do topology. Yeah, it's too different. The whole face is missing. I'm sure things are very different actually. But you know what? We could give it a try. Ooh, local. Did that do it? Really? Look at that. It did a wonderful job. And we're missing only the parts that we want to be missing, which are the ones outside of it. So great. So now we can just grab the entire shell. Let's go to layout. Well, actually, let's go to unfold. Now let's go to orient. Now let's go to layout. And there we go. We've maximized our UV space. Great. I'm going to do the same thing again for this one, I think. So we're going to go and hit apply. Those ones got set up. Now I know these ones right here did not get set up properly. So I'm going to have to grab each one of these faces one after the other and go to a grow selection, grow. I need to grow that as much as I can. Look at it right there. See how horrible that is? And we're going to do a planar. We're going to come from the x-axis. So there we are. And we're just going to move this out of the way for the moment. Let's go to shift, unfold, unfold. There's the individuals. Now that it's unfolded, we can go to, let's go to UV shell and do a orient. And then we're good right there. I think we're going to keep it like that for the moment. Now, what is this? Now that apparently is this entire thing. Okay, so that's not good. So it didn't work after all. That's fine. We'll just do it manually. So we're going to do the same cuts that we already did. I'm going to cut the top off. So let's grab the whole thing again, except for let's do this by UV shells. I want to select this one, go to UVs, planar, come at it from the Y direction. Perfect. Now it's saying I'm missing some elements. So what am I missing? So frame up. Ah, those ones. Okay, so let's grab these again and just redo that very quickly. Although, you know, I think I'm just going to delete those. I don't have any need for them. Let's go to shell mode, delete, and delete. They did kind of add something, didn't they? I guess I need them. All right, not a problem. We'll add them back in. Although, you know what? I can get rid of that one and pull the rest of them down, I think, and that will look even better. Like that. Okay, now we're going to go to UVs, planar, come at this from the, what is it, x-axis, apply. We're back to this nonsense again. Let's go ahead and unfold and then do the orient shells, and we're done there. Now we can come to the actual body of this thing and start making some selections. So there's that one, and I believe that's going all the way inside. And that is something we're going to have to deal with. So the interior of this object. Let's grab that and go to shift right click, grow, grow. I am going to separate that from everything else. Pull it over here. Let's unfold it. We can see the horrible geometry that results from that. What we want to do is split it along these. Okay. Cut. And unfold, unfold. There we go. Perfect. Now let's orient this properly. And I'm not sure if that's right. I think it needs to be rotated around even more. Something like this. Now let's try orient again. Notice how the shell's looking kind of bad. Let's go to optimize. Is that under here? Optimize. I'm going to hit that a couple times, and now I'm going to orient it again. And we're much more straight. This is going to be good when we go into Substance Painter so that we don't have jaggies on the edges of things. Okay, now we can go back to UV shell mode, grab the exterior, which is now what we're working with, and start making our cuts again. So let's grab this one, and actually I don't want this to go into it. I want to ignore everything inside. I'm trying my best here to work. You know what? We need X-ray mode. There we go. So it looks like I'm good with my current selection, but I don't know if I want it to go that far. I kind of need it to, I guess. I need to go all the way to this point, don't I? And then it hits there and it ends and we're fine. And then I just need this point here, this point there, or edge, I should say. This one and this one. We can go to shift right click and do a, what? My brain is, can we convert this over to, can I do a cut? How about over here? Cut, there we go. Now we can do a shell, grab that, pull it out, and do a unfold, unfold, and orient. Grab this one, unfold, and this is going to be a mess, I know. But we're going to grab that edge, this one, that one. That's going to fix 99% of it. So let's go ahead and do cut. And F8 really quick. Shell and unfold, unfold. And I guess I didn't cut anything, did I? Oh, I got to get the nubs. This one and this one. Nope. This one and this one. Cut, please. Now we can go to the whole thing and unfold. Ah, much better. Now we need to open these bits up too. So we're going to grab you and you. This will straighten things out a lot. And cut. And unfold, unfold. Great. We got a little bit of weirdness going on right here. I'm going to try to see what that's about. So let's grab this edge and hit F to frame up. Zoom out a little bit. And that edge right there, it looks like I've got a whole lot of stuff converging into one area, but that's not the way it works. It actually should be separated. It should be apart, which means I'm dealing with a lot of, I bet you if we go over to view and UV distortion, yeah, that's where the distortion is. It's right there and there. So that's what I got. That's where I need to relieve some pressure. So let's go back and get rid of the UV distortion. Now, one of the easiest ways for me to relieve that distortion is if I literally just make a cut across the entire object. And that cut being right there is appropriate because there's a divergence, you know, there's two different pieces of metal coming together. So let's go with that, I think. So we'll cut there, go back to shell, shell, and unfold each one individually. Now, it looks like that actually did not do much for me, did it? I mean, it did a little bit. We can see them beginning to separate right here, but not terribly well. So let's now grab both shells and orient them. And I'm also going to start optimizing them. Let's see if optimization frees them. It looks like it doesn't. In fact, if anything, it's causing more of a problem. Okay. I think we might just need to go in there and make some cuts. Free them up a bit. Now, if we do that, things are going to bend, which is not really a good solution for me at the moment. So what is this edge? That's the one at the bottom, and that's the one at the top, and that's the other one, and that's what's going on there. So it might be better if we just tackle these elements completely separate from the other ones. You know? I mean, literally just grow the selection out and rip it out of that thing. So let's go to planar, rip it out, bring it to the side, make a cut somewhere on this thing. So where do we want to cut? I guess there, 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 and there. And go on to the others. I guess that's it. Let's just do that. Cut, UVs, and let's just do unfold, unfold. And there we got a big old straight line. Although, once again, I'm sure these bits are all screwed up. So let's orient them again. Yeah, see that? I don't like that. Image, UV distortion right there. See that nastiness? So we're just going to take it and we're going to break it into multiple pieces. Well, luckily it's on a seam, it's on an edge, so it's going to look okay to do something like that. So there we go. And it looks like we have alleviated all of our stress and strain problems or distortion problems. You call it whatever you want to. Okay. So now that we've done that, we should be able to go and unfold these and they'll be a little bit better. So let's go back to UV distortion. And there's not a whole lot. There's a little bit right here at this edge. So let's grab that face, F on up. And that's around that. And once again, we can grab that entire thing and just fix it. So let's do that. Uh-oh, did something get deleted? Let's turn off this. No, good, okay. Whew. Let's do a grow selection, and let's flatten that again. Planar. And now that that's been flattened, we're going to grab one of these edges like this one and do a cut. And now that it's been cut, we're going to grab it and unfold it. Now we're going to unfold it for real by making lots of cuts. You, and you. Cut. UV shells. Unfold, unfold, and let's do it on a line. Orient. Perfect. G for that one as well. And let's align everyone. Everyone gets aligned. Save it all. Grab the whole darn thing. Whoops. Grab it. Right click. Layout. And let's get this stuff all in the center. Not bad. It works enough. Okay. So our next victim is this guy right here. Once again, very similar UV layout, except for this jutted out portion over here. I think we're going to have the same strategy as before, where I'm going to go ahead and cut stuff up. So why don't we start with a UV planar, and we're going to do that from the y-axis over the entire thing. Now what I will do, because I know there's no chance in hell of these things connecting properly, is we are going to... Oh, look at that. There's a face on the back. Delete that. So we are going to start separating things out. So the first thing we're going to separate out is all of this. It has no reason to be anywhere near the rest of it. And we're going to separate out these components. So anything like this, and like this. Because as we saw in the last one, we have an effective plan for dealing with them. So now we're going to grow it. Let's go ahead now and cut it. Let's see, create UV shells. That's good. Move it on off. Shift right click, unfold. Now we don't want to unfold them yet, actually. We want to, now that we've made a cut, we're going to want to cut them again along an edge. So frame up that edge for you, because that one's away from everything. Because most likely with a feature like this, I'm going to be focusing on this. So that's very far away. Most likely that's going to be on the wall or a corner. So I don't want to deal with it. Now on this one, it's kind of a catch. It depends. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go for this side because for some reason, I think there's going to be a preference for the other side because it's longer than the other one. And for this one, we're going to go with the same side. So why not be uniform if we're going to do something like that? And let's go back to our UVs. Window, did I close that already? UV editor and shift right click. Let's go to cut mode and UV shell, both of these, and let's go to unfold. Great. Zoom in, shell, grab, move. Let's grab them all and orient them at least. Of course, you got to rotate. You got to be the bad one. Let's rotate you something like that. UV shell and orient. Now let's go through here and start breaking stuff up based upon these messed up areas. Now you'll notice there wasn't a messed up area there. I'm wondering why. Oh no, that's the line. Okay, so we'll do a cut there. We'll do the same thing coming over here to separate these bits out. And we're really lucky that we can technically get away with this. So let's go to unfold, unfold, and U2. 1, 2, and 3. Cut, UV shell, unfold, and let us orient all of you. You need to come and be with the rest of everyone. There we go. So now that we have all that, let's go to orient. Come on. In what world was that the right way to go? G key, good, okay. Now we can work on everything else. So now that that's cut up, we're going to need to cut up what? This is a normal, this part is just the first one that we did, or the second one that we did. Nothing special going on there. We're going to grab it and we'll cut it up as usual. So shift right click cut, and we can just go in here now, go to what is our shell. Although I've got a seam right there, don't I? That's interesting. Whatever. Oh, it's from cutting that part up. Yeah. Okay, it makes more sense. UVs, UV shell, grab the top bits, right click, unfold, unfold. Not that it needs to be. Move it off. Let's grab the bottom parts which actually need this operation for a change. Shift right click and let's just give them an orient. Where is that? There we go. Oh, come on. There you go. G key, please. Thank you. Move this off somewhere there. And I don't think we're going to have any stress and strain problems or distortion problems there. Let's go ahead and check out these ones. Don't see any issue yet. We just need to do the same operation by cutting there and cutting there. So let's go ahead and do a cut. Grab it, U and U. G key, not that it matters. U and U get grabbed again. We move you off. We grab the other two. Now we do what's really necessary, which is the unfolding on these two. We're going to go ahead and rotate them up a little bit. So because I know that orient thing just wants to screw me over. And we're going to do that, which is great. Now this is the one that we got to worry about. So we need to separate the inside from the outside. And I don't know, did I grab? Yes, I did separate that out. So I was at least that smart. Now I just need to deal with the interior of this object and these lines. So let's go again to 1, 2. Now this one's different than the other one. So let's follow the old thing that I did. So let's go to what? Face mode, right click, grow, delete. Now let's grab all of these elements. We're going to move them down. Oops. And grow, G, W, down, save. That's good. Now we can deal with what we have going on, and I should have kept that selection. There was no reason to unselect it. Shift right click and control right click, not UVs, grow. We're coming at this from the Z direction, it looks like. So we're going to go to planar and Z direction, apply, close, and we're good there. Move this someplace. Whoa, sorry, wrong area. We're going to move it over here in the UV portion of things. Shift right click. Let's go to unfold. Let's orient these, although as usual, I'm sure it's going to screw that up. No, it did a great job. Okay, thank you, Maya. Thank you, Autodesk. And coming back over here, now we can start messing with the shells. So we have a shell there, a shell there. Not that this will do anything, but we're going to unfold them, move that out somewhere. I'm going to grab these two shells. We've already done that as well. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't need to do that. I need to do the interior of this object. So this part. So that's going to be another UV planar map, which is right there. We're going to bring this over someplace. Shift right click. We're going to go to unfold. It's going to look like junk. We're going to cut it up in a few places like this one, that one, and this one. and shift right click. And by the way, if you don't understand why I'm cutting it in these places, it's one of those things, these are the corners, and the corners need to spread out. One of the easiest ways to understand UVs is to think about origami. If you ever did that as a child, I did that a lot. You need to learn how to cut things up. And once you kind of understand how things are supposed to be laid out and how they can fold apart, it really helps you in understanding UV space. So shift right click, let's go to optimize. I'm gonna optimize this a bit. Shift right click and go to orient again. I'm gonna grab everything and do another G for orient. Oh, come now, how now, brown cow? I'm gonna grab everything else but you and orient them. I'm gonna grab everything, right click, go to layout and layout UVW. All right, so the last one we have to deal with is the curved one, which is going to be a little bit more interesting, especially when it comes to the UVs. I'm not exactly sure how I want to handle this at the moment. Let's go to UVs, and we're going to come at it from the Y direction, because that's the one direction that I feel like we're best suited to come from, I guess. I'm going to cut up things as usual. We're going to break it down by these segments here. So that's going to be, I guess, the beginning of our pursuit. And there, and there. All right, so that's going to break things up nicely. So let's cut it, create UV shells for each, move them off to the side. Now we've got all of these breaks. And actually, I screwed that up. Okay, we need to grow it. So grow. Now we're going to do the cuts. Shift right click. Am I not in the right mode? Let's do it over here. Create UV shell. There we go. Now I have what I want. I'm going to assume that the bend is going to be against a wall, most likely, so I'm going to put the cuts here, although it's equally likely that they won't be, if you think about it, because I might put them on the other side of a wall. But whatever. If that becomes a concern later on where I can see a seam, we can make two of this asset, one where the UVs are going one way and one where the UVs are going the other way, and we'll just, fix it as necessary. Now we can grab all of these, shift right click, unfold, unfold. Wonderful, shift right click. Let's go to orient the shells, move them up somewhere that actually matters for a change. And let's see, you guys rotate, please. We're going to do a rotation and move this over here. Grab all of them. Orient. Now we need to do the cuts like before, so that these things are kind of free to move. Looks like they're doing a better job than before, though, in some cases, in terms of them being, compacted or pulled apart. Shift right click, let's go to cut. Let's now grab all of these and let's go to unfold, unfold. Now let's go to shift right click and do orient shells. And save that really quick and take a look at what we have left. So now we've got the front of this thing, which we can deal with very quickly. So the front is, I missed one, didn't I? I did. All right, so we can grab that right there. We have this element there. Let's go ahead and do UVs planar again. So that ripped, that's not what I wanted. I got to grow that selection, so let's try that again. Right click, grow selection, go to shift right click, and we need to do a UV shell. Move, did I grab the wrong thing again? Looks like I might have. I can't tell. Yeah, I think I did. All right, never mind. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, select. And let's just go to face mode, I think. So U, right click, grow, and let's do a planar on that. There we are, that's what I wanted. Okay, now that we've got these UVs ready, why don't we go ahead and cut them up? So we're gonna go over to the sound. We are I mean, we're not going over to the sound. We are going over to the edge. We're going to grab it and we're going to cut it up. Shift right click, go to cut mode, right click, go to shell, then go ahead and do unfold, unfold. There it is, shift right click. Let's do a orient. Good. Did the right thing for a change. Double click both so that we can relieve that stress. Shift right click, let's go to cut, shift and UV shell, right click, and then layout. No, we don't need a layout. We need to unfold, unfold, and of course, orient that again, save, move over to the side, and now we are dealing with the main components of this because there's nothing else beside that. So all we have to do is right click edge mode, grab the top. Our UVs are good, our polygons are good, so it goes all the way across each way. We can come in here, shift right click, and go to cut right there, shift, shell mode, grab, move, and it doesn't really matter, I just need to move them out. I know I grabbed the wrong segments. We're gonna grab all of these, shift right click, go to unfold, unfold again. Now we've got these things to deal with. So we're gonna get rid of all the pieces that are fine, and that's anything that doesn't have large segments. So this one's not fine, this one's not okay, that one's not okay, that one is not okay, that is okay, and that is not okay. Now we need to tear these apart and make them work. And actually, that one's fine. All right, so we've got these segments. I want to try once again just to get a better understanding of what's going on too. So let's see. This one's good actually, so that's fine. That's fine. It's these two that are curved that are causing a problem. So we've got this little tiny dinky end going into a bigger portion and then going into this larger portion. Let's go to view and UV distortions. And actually our distortions are just fine. We don't need to do anything. So why don't we go ahead and orient these, grab everything for this object, shift right click layout, and just lay it out. Great, and now we have our objects laid out properly with good spacing. I'm gonna save that, close that off. This video is getting a little bit long. We're about to hit the 40-minute mark. I'm gonna go ahead and stop, and we'll jump into this in Substance Painter because I'm really interested in adding some normal effects to these, because if you remember, if you've ever looked at an HVAC system before, they've got kind of this pushed out feeling on each of the sides. I wanna see if I can replicate that inside of Substance Painter using normal maps. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. So long, goodbye.